BlockQuake, a regulatory-driven asset exchange, has just launched globally. So it aims to be the industry gold standard in security and global regulatory compliance. And with me is Antonio Brasse, the CEO. And Antonio, congratulations. We've been talking for a couple of years. I know how much work you put into this. So congratulations on the launch.
Definitely. Thank you so much. We're just ultra excited about this and continue to moving forward and growing and scaling.
Yeah. Well, so let's talk about the launch. How did it go? How are things so far? Any early feedback?
Yeah, so we've actually been getting really great feedback. So we've launched, and we use the word globally, but it is truly global, where people from over 140 countries can KYC on the platform. Full KYC. And we've had a few people that have never traded anything ever in their life that are in retirement age, jumped on the platform. They were able to onboard KYC, deposit, and trade. So we were really going for the ease of use, and they put that to the test.
Yeah. Well, and I know through all of our interviews that you were trying to, pay a lot of attention to regulatory and compliance and the ease of onboarding and things like that. So can you talk to me about that?
Yeah. And then, everything we see happening in the news right now around the regulatory, this was what we planned for ever since 3 years ago, starting this company. Everything, I often say, like, the cornerstone is KYC. We keep coming back to that. And we made sure that we had true full KYC integration there upon launch. That way we don't have to deal with remediation issues or efforts. And, we are seeing a crackdown around this area. So our customers should feel confident that we've got the cornerstone or the foundation taken care of as we build upon that. So there's less concern related to us having to either close doors or recalibrate or have to pull back versus a number of other exchanges that are out there.
So talk to me a little bit about what customers can do. Is it for early investors in crypto, experience, both?
Yeah, so yeah, it's definitely for both. So it's truly opened up globally to everyone, retail and institutional. So anyone that's experienced, not experienced, complete novice, they can come in and use the platform. Your typical institutional algo shops, whoever, other market makers, they can plug in via Fix API into the exchange if they've got their own trading tools that they want to leverage. So it really is full functioning. We have opened with 6 pairs right now, pretty liquid pairs. We've already got commitments from our market makers to onboard well over 100. So we'll be scaling into that over the coming months, where you'll see press releases every couple of weeks come out. BlockQuake has added X number of new peers because they've already been committed to. Just we wanted to take this methodical approach of building it up.
Yeah, well, and I know your background in regulation probably makes some people more comfortable.
Yeah. It's always top of mind for us as we think about adding a new peer, a new crypto, new functionality. We do think in terms of, hey, what's existing regulation saying around this? If there's something we need to consider, we want to bake it in. Obviously, as you know, like I used to work in audit in financial services, and a lot of my old colleagues, some of them work in banking or insurance still, or at a regulatory body. And, I get to have candid conversations around, hey, how are you looking at this? And, we try to account for all of that.
Mm-hmm. Well, so that is a nice segue to Gary Gensler, the Securities and Exchange Commission chair, talking yesterday about crypto. So I'm trying to kind of figure him out a little bit. He was a little negative, but I know he's very familiar with the blockchain space. So how did you interpret what he had to say yesterday?
Yeah, I guess being aware of him for a little bit of time, I do believe that he is crypto and blockchain friendly. He does want to see the industry grow here in the United States, but he wants to make sure that we're addressing investor protection first and foremost. So I believe that he is trying to strike that balance. For people less familiar with him, they'll hear language and they might be worried, but I think as long as companies are really out there trying to address investor protection, which KYC and AML and KYT play a role in that, as well as market manipulation detection. I think we're safe. I think there's an opportunity for the SEC and other regulatory bodies to work with exchanges and other companies more in a sandbox type environment where there's constant feedback back and forth. Make sure we find out what's working, what's not. So I took that speech as an opportunity for open dialogue, transparency, and a way to grow this industry rapidly but methodically at the end of the day.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and then the infrastructure bill that's working its way through Congress. There, we think bridges and roads and things. There's some crypto stuff in there, mining. What is in there that investors should watch out for, and how do you interpret what's being discussed in Washington involving crypto?
Yeah, the infrastructure bill was one of those things where I keep saying to people, we keep coming back to KYC every single time, and it's still substantially lacking in the space. A lot of people are concerned around the lack of clarity in the bill, and I know a number of Congress people right now are adding amendments, et cetera, trying to add that clarification. So we'll see if that goes through, but yeah, people want to, that one-term broker and then some other language. What does it really mean? Is this just for exchanges? Are we going to include miners? Is it including me and you sending crypto to one another? Like, at what point do we actually have to KYC and verify our identification to one another? So that's being worked through right now. I expect at the end of the day for it to mirror much of what we see in the brokerage and banking world and traditional finance, where if I give you $5,000 cash, Jane, we don't have to KYC each other. That's the way the law works. If I send you $5,000 via a bank transfer, the bank, the intermediary, is doing the KYC and the AML. So I expect when they add the clarification, we'll see something that resembles that.
Okay. Well, it's going to be interesting to watch. And it's interesting that it made it into the infrastructure bill. It shows that people are thinking about it in Washington, and they recognize that there's a future there. Okay. So finally, Antonio, how can somebody find out more about BlockQuake? How can they get started?
Sure. So they could go straight to our website, blockquake.com, and right at the top, very top, there's either a login or sign-in button, or register if they're brand new. They need to go through registration and KYC flow, and the sign-up's pretty easy. We have people do it in under a minute.
Okay. And then they can just connect it to a bank account and put money in, and then.
Correct. Yep. We
Okay.
support fiat and crypto.
Okay. All right. Well, congratulations again. Looking forward to seeing you grow.
Thank you. Thank you again for your time.